Or Adieu too?
Well, did you spot the same thing that I spotted there?
Well, I think I did. Was it? Shall I ask?
Yeah,
Mrs. Parker, in your flashback, you were inside the office, and in Mr. Bottomley's, you were outside the office.
Yes.
Where, in fact, were you? Can you remember?
Well, it's very difficult. I may have misremembered in mine. Because, well, you know how difficult it is. I mean, if you were to think back about what you did, well, 3 hours ago, did you shout to Mr. Moore just inside the door or just outside the door? I mean, we all make those mistakes. So Mr. Bottomley could be right. The only person who can tell us for sure, of course, is Mr. Jules, who's no longer with us.
And also, if I may butt in here, it does make a very difficult shot if it's outside. If you follow me. Yes, Patrick.
Can I ask Simone, and this is a serious question, if she'd mind standing up, please? And turning round. Yes.
What the hell's that got to do with what's going on? what are you up to?
Shall I tell you why?
Yes, please.
I'm very interested in the fact of the money coming out, but also the fact that somebody had to have a gun to go in. Now, Simone, you didn't have a handbag, did you?
Oh, yes.
When you went to the... can I look at that? Yeah. Yeah, it's a little one, isn't it? The other two ladies had very big handbags.
Yeah, you wouldn't get much in that one, I don't think.
No. Looking for the gun, you see. The gun to go out.
Yes, Lynsey, your question?
Yes, I had it somewhere. Oh, dear.
Well, find it,
No,
Bill.
I've got it here.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Go on. Okay, I'll
Okay.
find it on this bit of
Yes,
paper.
I'd just like to ask the Count.
Yes.
Valerie, which I hope is a surname. Count Valerie.
It's my mother's name, sir.
Yes. Yes. No, I just wondered when you heard the slight altercation in the office about the person inside not getting the money, you did a very crafty smile as if you knew something strange going on.
Oh, it's happened to me plenty times. I go to see Jules, he tell me, you not get no more money, see. It's always happening in the casino. Everybody runs out of money, you see. It's happened to me, so I laugh. I think it's funny.
Yes, I see. Why do I ask these questions?
Well, you've got to ask something.
Yes, I suppose.
I must come back to Lynsey because she was waiting to tell one before. Come on, Lynsey.
Oh, thank you so much. Mr. Bottomley, when you left the room to hide that chip because of your superstition, how many chips did you go out with? Was that the only chip you actually left the room with? The one chip?
No, I had some others in my pocket.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
And when you returned, did you have them in your pocket still?
Oh, yes.
And you weren't holding any chips when you came back in the room?
I don't know. I
You
can't
had
remember.
Oh.
But I did have one or two in my pocket.
But you don't remember if you came back holding one?
Yeah,
no, I can't remember.
You did, yes, definitely.
Yes.
You did, yes.
Yeah, they say you did.
Ah.
All right. Yes, Lisa. You want to say something?
I have just a little question from Mr. Gillet. Did you really not see anyone when you were in the hall? I mean, surely it'd be quite easy to see somebody. You heard the footsteps and everything, didn't you?
Yes.
But you didn't see anything at all?
No, I was in the alcove.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Yes, Patrick.
Yes, l'inspecteur Paul Charrier. You have the air of being rather a fool, if I may say so. Is that true, or is it just a manner?
I don't completely understand what you say.
You said that the body was still warm in the room.
Oui.
Right, when you came up. And that was, can I just check on these times? You received a telephone call at 10:32.
Oui.
And that was definitely from the deceased.
Yes.
When he was alive.
Yes, he was alive because he was talking, you see.
And at 10:45 he was dead.
And 10:45 or thereabouts, he must have been dead, yes.
Right. But warm.
But you
Yes,
pay
Bill.
attention.
Yes, just following up on that, I was actually wondering. I'd like to ask Ferdinand. In fact, if the bit he did with the gun, you know, when he put his hands all over it and then said, "Mind you, don't get the fingerprints." Whether he did that just to get a laugh, which he did, or for a reason.
You mean I put my fingerprints on the gun?
Yes, you did. I was amazed.
I'm terribly sorry. I did not realize I did that. I was not paying attention. Raymond, you should have told me about this sort of thing.
Yes, Patrick.
Yes, the beautiful Simone. Can I ask you a question? When we've only got the gigolo's word for what his story, you see, it was his flashback. When he was in the hall, speaking from experience, he wasn't very good at chatting you up, was he, really? Did he only say a little bit to you?
Oh, yes, just a little. It was enough.
Enough?
Yes, I understood.
Because when you come back in the room, he's sort of making all signals at you. You didn't get a chance to talk to him again, did you?
Well, across the table, our eyes have met. It was enough outside the ladies' room.
You'd never met him before?
Not before today, no.
Right. Thank you.
Da-da-da-dum. That's it. I'm sorry, panel. Rien ne va plus. C'est terminé. I want you to fill in your roulette cards now and any clues that you may have spotted. Meanwhile, just for you at home, one final chance to see if you can spot a vital clue. Now, this is certainly one of them. See if it confirms what you think.
I'm sorry, I cannot extend your credit any further. And as for your idea of me lending you some of these chips, this casino would be closed down if I did that sort of thing.
The question is, who is he saying that to? Now, panel, may I have your cards, please? Bill, William? Yes, your card. Thank you, Lynsey. Patrick? Oh, my God, we got a heart. What's that for? Pas une étoile, mon vieux. Pas une étoile. Right. I have their cards. They can't change their minds. All right, panel. Now then, let's start from the other end, just for a change. Bill, whodunnit? And any clues you may have spotted, please.
At last.
At last.
I've got it right. It was done by Jean-Claude in the middle there. And I've worked that out because in fact, he had the French accent. He was the only one with the French accent who wasn't on the staff. And I left the staff out of it because I'm sure they were just the light relief. That's what they were here to get the laughs. And the clue is this, and this is it. When the phone rang and Lance picks it, I'm sorry, and
the security man.
And the security man Ferdinand picked it up. The voice on the other end used the wrong time. Didn't know what time the stuff was to be taken in, and it must have been somebody with a French accent, and he didn't suss that it wasn't.
Shut up. Right. Thank you very much indeed, Bill. Yes, pleasure. Lisa.
Oh, well, I think it's Count Valery, sorry.
Yes?
Because he said about the broken glass. Now, only the murderer would have known that Monsieur Jules had a glass in his hand when he was done in, and he didn't put his ash in the plant pot at all, he put the gun in. He was desperate for money, losing money heavily, and he repeated what Monsieur Jules had said to him. He didn't listen outside the door at all. He was inside, Monsieur Jules was talking to him.
Thank you very much indeed. Professor Magnus Pike, thank you very much. Yes, Lynsey de Paul, whodunnit?
I also said it was the Count Valery.
Count Valery?
Because when he went to look for Simone, he didn't mention Gier there. But Gier's story was confirmed by Simone because they both said that they were talking outside. But he wasn't around when you said you went to knock on the door of Mesdames.
I see, thank
you
you very much.
You were alone.
You was alone. Yes, Patrick, whodunnit?
Very convincing, but it's not right. I think also, like Bill, it was Jean-Claude Gier. Because the murder was committed between 10:32 and 10:45, 10:40 in fact we saw on the clock, and it must have been him or Simone. They were outside, and I think he was telling stories when he said he was listening to when he was looking around the door. In fact, he popped in there and did it.
I see. What an amazing bunch of wild guesses. So, will the real whodunnit reveal himself or herself in the nicest possible way, of course?
No.
Yes. Well, that's good. Congratulations. Marvellous. Lisa, right on the button with the clue and all. Terrific. Congratulations, Lynsey. Absolutely right. Commiserations, Patrick. Bill? Wrong. Right, here are the details. In Gillet's flashback, when he heard the director's office door open and close, it was Count Valery. After the murder, the Count was hiding the gun and the silencer in the plant pot when he found bottomless chip. Greed, however, made him take the chip and lose it when he got back to the table. Now, the main clue was that he couldn't have known it was a broken glass unless he'd been in the office at or since the time of death. Of course, the Count's flashback of Monsieur Jules' voice, that was a complete lie. Charrier's phone call at 10:32 lets out Bottomley, Irene and Ginny. But if you didn't get it right, don't worry. Monsieur Charrier still hasn't got it. Now, next week, the managing director of a company gets bumped off, which could say a lot for industrial relations. But in the meantime, it's good night from our panel and our cast. And next time, any of you that play roulette, try number 13, because I've been unsuccessfully trying it for the last 6 months or so, and it must be about Adieu. Good night. Bonsoir, Monsieur.